Hey, appreciate y'all being here. This is the Hip Hop Show with no name. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, follow us. If you're on Twitter, follow us. If you're on Facebook, be our friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're out here today.
And X.
Of course, with my brother Deuce Kleez, as always. It ain't no show without Deuce here and Skelly here together. And then Two Offishall, the super producer from Chicago. Be going from Buffalo to Chicago. I've learned going back and forth.
Putting that work
in. Glad to have Two Offishall here. It's a great opportunity for us, and looking forward to this interview and discussion and conversation with a new friend of the channel, Two Offishall. Two Offishall here.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, man? It's a pleasure to be here and sit down with you fellas. How y'all feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, bro.
Thanks for coming through, bro. We appreciate you, man. For real.
Hey, I'm here. I almost forgot, but I'm here.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, we appreciate you showing up, man. We understand that everybody got a life. You schedule something that's just tentative, really, because it's like, we just happy you're here. Let's just put it that way, bro. Shit.
I mean, when I say something, I like to try to at least be there and do it. That's why when you sent it to me, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, it's a StreamYard, so I can still hop on. Okay, cool. Whew.
Yeah, we're good. We're here. I'm glad to have you here, man. I'm excited about this opportunity and just kind of touch base with you about your projects that you've had. You had a new release that you shared with us, and we shared with the world in our Unheard Vibes Volume 6. It's our 6th volume.
Yeah. Yes.
6th volume on Spotify. You can find our Spotify playlist that helps these artists get more exposure and more reach. So please like and share our Spotify playlist with all your people. And but the song was freaking dope, man. The song was freaking dope. And I shared a couple songs with Deuce earlier and yourself earlier, and we're gonna talk about those songs here tonight as well, because I think people need to hear about it. But the song you gave us for last week was "Ruthless and Reckless" by Havoc and Two Offishall.
Yes, sir.
So how did this song "Ruthless and Reckless" come together, man?
Me being a fan of, Mobb Deep and Havoc for a long time. It was just something that I had to make happen. Like it was us having mutual friends and just me reaching out several times. I'm like, bro, you see what I'm doing? I'm working with artists that you working with. Like, these artists been on my album before you even thought about these artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's cut it out and let's figure it out. Like, bro, obviously you watching me or I'm watching you or somebody next to you is letting you know, like, so look, we got mutual friends. Let's lock in and make some classic, man. Like, all I need is one. I ain't asking you for 5, 6 songs. All I need is one song from you, one verse, a hook. That's all I need. I know how to orchestrate the rest.
So it came together. And it was a freaking banger.
It's out. It's here.
And as an old school hip hop head, I appreciated it. It because it just gave me those Mobb Deep feelings, man, like through and through. And Havoc always does. You know what I'm saying? Like, Havoc, he's a pro, man. He is an absolute pro.
I wanted you to feel that hip hop feel, but in a modern presence in today's time. And that's the inspiration really much behind all of my music. Like, I feel like it's some few elements of hip hop that's missing. That's why on every one of my projects, you'll hear some scratching, you will hear some singing, you will hear some. I'm just trying to bring back different elements that I feel like is missing.
Nice. We need that.
And don't get me wrong, they still use some of these main elements in commercial records now, but it's not as common as how it was when hip hop was dominant.
Right. Well said.
Right. And let's talk about hip hop's dominance. Let's talk about it. Like, your state of the hip hop. Like, what do you think the state of hip hop is right now?
I mean, for me, the state of hip hop,
like you feel like you're leading the parade, right? Like
I mean, for me, like for me and where I'm at, like I feel like Kanye, what Kanye say, you're nothing till you make it out of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do everything you can, but the circles here is only so big. Once you've been in them circles, you realize that the same gatekeepers is the same gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
they hold them key. Like, once they get that key, they hold on to that key with their mercy. They hold on to that key for 30 years. And right before they die, they want to put somebody through. Like, bro, you know, 36 years, now you finna die. You want to go ahead and put me in a position. Like, but like the state of hip hop is what it is. Like I tell people, hip hop, rap is really, rap in general is a young man's sport. Hip hop is more finding your fan base and finding your niche. Because with hip hop, once you solidify a fan base, you don't have to ever make any mainstream music. It's just like I tell people, it's about hip hop is the elements of marketing for real. It's identify your demographic, push into your demographic. That's all it is. Once you figure out your demographic in hip hop and what you create music for, you know how to gather what you need. Like that's why the game is analytics. Like you heard Jim Jones say, they want an artist to put out a record and they do numbers so it can hit their database and say, oh, this is a trending record. They want a trend. It's a numbers game for them.
Right. Yes, it is. Yes.
So just like now, we can be doing this interview. This interview go viral right now. Tomorrow, you're going to have 15, 20 people trying to call y'all and give y'all a pod deal to come on their network and upgrade y'all system to come over here because all it is a numbers game. Once it's alerted with the numbers, they own you.
Right.
They don't care about nothing else because once they feel like you got the numbers, then we can make everything else. We can create you a fan base. We can create you a support system.
So I mean, basically, what you're saying is like, okay, let me put it a different way, and just kind of rephrase what you're saying. Kind of, and you can say if I'm right or wrong. But just like in business, if you're creating a business, the most successful businesses solve a problem.
Yep. But in hip hop and rap, we're not into solving problems. We into keeping problems going. That's what drives business. You got to understand, we are in partnership. Once you sign to a record label, you are in partners with who they in bed with. If they in bed with the federal prison system, now you in bed with them.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we pushing the agenda. You got to understand, like, you do your research. Y'all seen them videos early 96, 97, 98, them record label reps all crying now because this was an agenda that they been put on the table.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It has been on the table, and it's been pushed, and there's been a lot of money put into it, right?
Because what? It's been a lot of money put into it because it's been a lot of money put into what other systems? The jail system.
Yes.
Oh, without a doubt.
Made. Yes.
Like, and unfortunately, you know, as an educator myself, I realize this because they build jails based on graduation rates.
Based on graduation rates and population. It's a numbers game. I might as well have been a math teacher because once you understand the numbers, you understand what's going on.
That's right.
It's population control. No matter how you think about it.
Yep.
I'm controlling the population who graduate. I can control the population who graduate by how much funding we put in that community.
True.
Right.
It all starts with that. Like, it don't matter what you give them. If it's no funds in the community, it's gonna drain it. If there's no funds in your bank account, you can't move. If you have no funds to push your music, it's not gonna go anywhere. Right. I don't care how you look at it. At some point, you gotta spend some money somewhere with somebody.
That's right.
You
Invest.
can't do it all by yourself. It all ain't gonna be done off relationships. You might pay for a relationship to get you to a bigger relationship.
True that. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow.
Facts.
Yeah, it got
That's
deep in the
facts.
first 10. It got deep in the first 10 right here on the Hip Hop Show with No Name. Hey, if there's 6 people here between
I say,
Facebook,
let's see
Twitch,
that.
Twitter, YouTube. If you are new,
Golf clap.
hit that subscribe, hit that follow.
Hit that
And
subscribe, hit that follow. Somebody send me the YouTube link to my Instagram so I can share it on my other phone, please.
Let me do that.
Okay.
So,
And while you doing that, I'm gonna shout out this. I'll shout out the chat while we got a little break. I am Smokey Joe was in the building earlier. He said it's he said hip hop show name on fire. And then we got Dak Willie in the building. He says, "Hey, what's good, y'all?" Dak Willie just joined the fam last week. Very talented individual. He's good supporter of the show. So appreciate you, Dak Willie. Once again, y'all, we got 2 official in the biz building.
Yes, sir. We here.
Musical G. I'm calling it out right now because I done heard 4 tracks. And I'm already like, yeah, I need to hear this whole album, bro.
Yeah.
and they play backable, if that's a word. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everything. Like I tell people, if you new and you just now getting up on me, once you go to Spotify and you press that play button, whatever record plays is going to be something that's going to catch your ear. Like, I got something for everybody. I am a super producer. I call myself a super producer because I can make the beat, I can arrange the beat, I can arrange the vocals. I produce the record from start to finish. Sometimes I produce records that I don't even produce because I want the best for the record.
Right. That's right.
Like, if you go back to what you on, Rap Basel or you on Rap Is Art?
I'm on Basel.
Right, if you go back to Rap Basel and if you look at I got a song on there with Weasel Sims, Richie West, and Rashad King. I didn't do that beat. That's the only beat on there that I didn't do. Shout out my man Stan the Man, International Stan, but I A&R'd that record. I did the vocals, I wrote the hook, and I made sure that we got that record done from start to finish with the vision. But like, sometimes I don't produce every beat, but mostly every project I do every track on there. But that was one that I was just like, yo, I'm gonna throw the alley-oop to my man. He made a dope beat. He starting out in the production, you know what I'm saying? Just showing people that, like, I believe in you. Like, nigga, somebody got to give you a shot just like somebody gave me one.
That's right. That's right. Don't pull the ladder up after you make it up. Don't pull the ladder up. Keep the ladder down for the next man. And that, and I love that. I love that mentality. It takes you back. It reminds me of what Henry Ford said when they sued him and said, "Hey, you should be making all this money. You're not an engineer. You're not a welder or whatnot." He said, "I don't need to know all these things. I know the people that are good at these things. We're gonna all be successful because I know the right people to choose." And I love you saying that.
And like back to what you were saying early, Skelly, when you were just talking about relationships, sometimes it ain't what you know, is who you know. Like, and that's the music industry. Like, you know the right people, you in the right door like this.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people, don't be scared to go out and network. Like, people will go to a concert and stand on the wall. Like, what is you here for? I understand you here to enjoy the music, but if you got something if you got a skill, or if you got an art or something that you can impose upon people, let them know about it. Just don't be there and be quiet, because if you're not advertising yourself, you can't expect somebody to come up to you like, you look like you do something. What is it you do?
Right. Yes.
You waiting
Tell me what you do now.
Yeah. You waiting on somebody to do that for you, bro. Quit. You got to be a walking billboard. You have to market and promote yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ain't nobody else going to sell you better than you sell yourself. I mean, that's what you are. You're making music, and you're trying to get it out there. You're a salesman. You're a salesman.
Hold on 1 second, fellas. 1 second. Is my camera still up?
No, it's gone.
Okay, give me 1 second. 1 second.
I'm gonna play one of these songs if you don't mind.
Yeah, give me the this is something different, but it's a dope record. Give me Lights On with Shots Almighty and El Camino. El Camino is signed with Benny the Butcher, and Shots Almighty is Conway the Machines brothers. He's on tour with him right now.
All right, so I need to. It's called what now?
It's called Lights On. It was on. You might have to go back an album. Go to Rapist Art.
Okay, I found it. So this is Lights On, the radio edit.
Yep, that's fine. I'll be right back.
All right, let's listen to this.
What we gon' do? Turn the lights off. All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. What we gon' do? Turn the lights off. All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. You ain't even got it to the lights on. I'ma beat that pussy with my ice on. She don't like pennies, she don't like dogs. I'ma beat that pussy to my song. Yeah, she fucking on the G. First time that I met her, gave me some head right in my teeth. She ain't even know me. I beat that pussy, I do it. I'ma beat that pussy red, leave that shit dead if I'm in no Floyd. Nigga name should be Nike, cause I'm by my tech, I just do it. By my tech, I just do it. All of these bitches on me. $500 for a tee. With these Dior's on my feet. All these bitches see the drip. That's the reason that this nigga girlfriend wanna come and take a pic. Fuck that nigga here lame. You should come hang with the gang. I bet that we change your life. I'ma do the things you like. I'ma hit you in the dark. Ain't no need to turn the lights. I'ma keep my chain on and my watch too. Hit you with this ice. I'ma hit you with this ice. When we gon' do it, turn the lights off. All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. When we gon' do it, turn the lights off. All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on.
Yeah, she never been so in love with a G. I got addicted to Benny, you over the Benz or the Rover when we in the street. That is a bitch on your wrist, it's a rollie. I feel like a goalie when I'm in between. Doing too much, you know how to be. You know I fuck to one well, just money, you know how I be. Counting the money, you know how I be. Sweatsuit with a fresh tee. I just wanna make a new 100G. Bad bitch, begging me please. They change their mind when I tell them my feet. On time, black sesame seed. Then what it is, I'm just letting it be. I wonder what they expected from me. None of these niggas is fucking with Trent. Now that I'm ballin', I was on the bench. You see me stunning, I'm out on my deal. I ain't on nothing, I'm just getting drip. See me in foreign, I'm just getting rich. See me in foreign, I'm just getting rich. See me in foreign, I'm just getting rich.
All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. What we gon' do? Turn the lights off. All I gotta do is keep my ice on. Beat that pussy up like Tyson. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on. Hit it from the back with my Nikes on.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was dope. So who's on that track with you right there?
Shots Almighty and El Camino.
Oh, okay.
If you just heard the new OT the Real joint with Benny the Butcher, him and OT and El Camino got a new joint out called The Crown.
Yes, they do. Man, that's dope, man.
Just showing the range, like you never would have heard those type of drums on that type of sample.
That's true.
And it blends and mesh so well, make people like, damn, okay. I wasn't expecting that.
It's smooth, but it's still got that bounce.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that bounce. Exactly right. Yep. It's got a smooth,
that's like my signature. Like I like smooth but bouncy stuff because it's like that's what make Money Man great. Like Money Man raps monotone every song, but you know the track is gonna have motion and it's gonna have some nice drums to it.
I think I would say that's probably overall my favorite type of track. Because it's like it's evergreen, you know. Any mood that you in the shower, you chilling, you doing work around the house, you could just play that, and everybody's gonna feel it. You know, it's not gonna change your mood. It's gonna have you relaxed, but it's still gonna have you with that motivation, that movement. Yeah, word, man.
So here's kind of an off the wall question for you right
Let's
here.
go. Let's
Official.
go. How off the wall you going?
Not too far. Not too far, because we talked, but just curious. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve massive success while others really just struggle to make it?
First of all, it comes with mind state. What do you define as success?
Okay.
And when you define what you think is success, do you have to work ethic to achieve what you think, what you believe is success? Because what you think is successful don't mean another person thinks it's successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What a great point.
So it comes with being real with yourself. Like, okay, what is success for me? Is it being not having to work, being able to be self-employed, stable? What is success for you? And once you figure that out, figure out the steps that can help you get there.
Wow. I mean,
because what you don't understand is everybody got different levels of success. Like, everybody is not going to be a money bag yo. Everybody is not going to be a Yo Gotti. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to have certain levels of success. It's what you define as success. What is successful for you? Because some people's goal is to get a record deal, and once they get a record deal, it's over, because that was their all around goal. That's why you see so many players get to the NBA and be bust, because their whole goal was to get to the NBA. I'm gonna work hard till I get to the NBA, and when they get to the NBA, the work is over. No, nigga, the work just started.
Yes.
But their whole goal was to get there. So once they get there, they don't know what to do, because their only mindset was to get there. Once they got there, they feel like, all right, I'm cool. I'm done now. I got where I wanted to be.
And the work just started. I mean, it's kind of like, it'd be great to go viral. You know what I mean? But like, if you go viral, blow up real big, but then you don't know how to feed that monster, I mean, you're back to square one, really. You know what I mean? Like, you got to feed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to feed that monster.
And that's the thing. A lot of people that go viral don't have enough ammunition to feed that monster, because once they went viral, that was it. And then another thing about music, you might have a popping single that can last you for 2.5 years, and your fans still want to hear the songs that you was making 2.5 years ago, not what you making now, because they stuck on that old record because it's old to you.
Wow.
Yes, we've seen it time and time again.
That's why you see a lot of artists go through that period after they get that one big song. They really trying to figure out their second song, because usually by the time that second song come around, that first song like a year and a half old. Shit, I done toured off this record. Now y'all want another single, but y'all want something that sound like this. I'm on a whole different sound now. I done seen a whole lot of new shit. I done adventured. I done seen some shit now. I'm not thinking like that.
Right.
Grown.
Man,
I
kind of had a follow-up question, but you already hit it. Like, you hit the nail on the head in the first response. You stole it. Like, but it was like, what, so let me ask you, what is success? What is too official success? Like, what do you like? What do you see as your success? Like, I feel like you already feel like you're successful, right? Like, you already feel like you're there, right?
Being successful to me is being able to take care of my family, my day-to-day, and being able to do what I love. Like, because if you can do that, you're not going to stress.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as you can take care of what you want to do and still create and do what you love, enjoy it. Like, I ain't trying to be living my life stressed out. I know people that don't know what success is and go to work for 40 years but hate their job because they were scared to try to be successful.
I know.
I'm that guy. And I don't hate my job.
I
don't hate my job, but it's 20 years in, you know what I'm saying? And like, I still don't feel like I've achieved where the level of success that I want to achieve. You know, and I've been a part of multiple state championships. I've been as a coach and teacher. You know, I've been successful. I've been successful. But
is
I want to help more people than just those people in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to help more. Like, I want to keep like that. That's the biggest satisfaction I get is seeing other people's successes.
But you got to understand, you watering the seed to help other people's success. Because without coming through you, you are a vessel. Without them coming through you, you don't, like what I tell people is, you don't know how you can impact somebody's life or change their life by just saying something nice or being who you are. Because you never know what somebody went through to get to your classroom that day.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
That's why I try to capture kids' hearts every day. You could have saved somebody's whole life
by just making it to your class. You got some kids that I'm pretty sure you talk with other teachers and they be like, man, that kid won't come to my class. How you get him to come to yours every time?
Yeah, I'm the teacher that they send to the other teachers' classrooms to help them with the kids that they can't get to do things right. You know what I mean? So like, I'm able to build a relationship with people, the kids in the classroom, that because of my level of expectations, I have a higher level of expectations for them, and I'll tell them that I love them, and I tell them that I care about them, and I care about their future and what their life is going to be like. They believe it, and so they send me to these other people's classrooms to make sure that they can, you know, these kids will do for me what they won't do for them, you know.
Like I say, so you already changing lives, and then you get on here and you impacting the world by interviewing other people and telling their story. So you already fulfilling one of your goals, but in your mind you feel like you're not doing enough.
I do. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I feel driven from.
But you got to remember, this is the way you can touch the world. You feel like you're not touching enough people at school. But boom, you can come home and hop on here for 45 minutes and just speak about knowledge. Some people just want to hear knowledge. Some people just want to be motivated. Some people want to learn something new. Because if you a student like me, you know you don't never stop learning.
Never stop. Never, ever, ever stop. Ever stop. Like, I mean, I'm trying to constantly find ways and better ways to do things. My wife and son just walked in. Love y'all.
That's all right. While you doing that, do you know NFY to Official? He says he says karma plays a role, which I think he was commenting on how to network and how not to.
Right.
You know, I think he's
you
talking
say
about
NFY.
Yeah, right here in the chat. Because he goes on to ask a question here. It says, why don't you tell them about the Jay Hayes joint? How about Brain Rush? Was that success to you? And what was that exactly to you, I guess? Do you know the Jay Hayes joint to Official?
I don't know. I have a record with Jay Hayes.
Okay. You explain that, NFY. Explain that. I thought it was
yeah. It's okay.
Shout out to Kobe Cam in the building. I see you in the building. Appreciate you, broski.
So I'm gonna spin it off here a little bit, and we're talking a little bit about education, and we're talking about education, and I want to make a mention to an interview that I watched with Sam Buck, and y'all talked extensively about financial literacy, and so my question is there any simple tricks to saving money to invest in your career or marketing for your music, or any tricks of the trade, like to saving?
Tricks of the trade. One of the main things is to, like I say, be a student. Like, financial literacy is hard. They don't teach us that. They don't want to teach us how to maintain the money. They want to teach us how to spend the money. They want to keep enough stuff in our face for us to spend it.
Right.
Financial literacy first comes with at least making enough money to understand how to be financial literate.
Mhm.
Most people never make enough money to even understand how to save it.
Right.
Absolutely. Always underwater.
So one of the things that I like to do. Go ahead.
And that's one thing, but like with financial literacy, like you just gotta learn. Like sometimes you just gotta discipline yourself. If you can spend $30 a day on an extracurricular, try to stop that extracurricular and put that $30 up. So at the end of the week, now you might be sitting with $210. Now you can go do something that you wanted to do, or maybe you can go invest in something that you wanted, or maybe you need to go binge for 30 days to double that money up to go do something. Maybe it's like it started with financial literacy is hard to teach because it comes with discipline. In America, don't teach discipline.
They teach impulse.
Some do.
Yes.
Some do. Some teachers teach discipline and procedures and process and understanding the process and valuing the process. But it's very rare. It's very, very rare.
When I say that, I mean America's system is not to teach discipline. It's to teach consequences for your actions. That's why everything has a consequence. Oh, you do this, you get to do this. If you go too fast, you get a ticket. You run a red light, you get, you know what I'm saying? It's all about.
It's punitive. It's too punitive. I agree with that, man. Oh, you on mute, Scales.
Yeah, so those are great points because you're exactly right. I mean, like we said, they build jail cells based on graduation rates and population. They're basing everything on. I mean, it's all calculated all the way down to the prison. Prisons. Because I mean, I don't know. Me and my buddies in a group text were talking about this. Like there's illegal content on the internet, but it's all stored on the internet. Like they know where the illegal content is, but like then they go after the people that watch the illegal content, but they don't go after the people that store the illegal content. You know what I'm saying?
No, man. Yeah.
It's just like
they don't clean up the streets.
You gotta understand. Part of the problem is not fixing it; it's creating more problems.
So you could say you have the solution and sell your services. God, that's a racket, bruh. That's the definition of a racket.
So think about it. They created. Let's be honest. They created a problem to give us a solution. They created COVID to give us a solution, a vaccination.
Yes, that's the most recent example. Yes.
Time out. That's the most recent one. They blew up the World Trade Centers to give us a solution.
Privacy. Yes.
But no one talks about the $39 million worth of gold that was in the bottom of the World Trade Center that automatically disappeared.
And the maps and maps and maps of Iraq that was all plotted out and designed and for the engineering companies to come in and reestablish new infrastructure for the oil fields. And yeah, I know.
Come on now.
Like the plans were decades old. Like they just needed a button to push. They just needed a button to push in the American population.
Listen,
it's all calculated. I get it.
They controlling this thing. Look, man, they watching. They looking down, watching us like that. We told you. Remember, we wrote this chapter 9. They on chapter 9 now.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Brings to mind
You're
3K, right. Andre 3K verse where he says, they got some shit that'll blow out our back, but where they stay at.
Yeah, they don't walk in our neighborhoods. They don't go to our stores. go. They don't interact with the general population. They live in different places. They fly from place to place. They have special places they go to. These people that make these decisions don't walk in the way of this world. They're like untouchable. You know what I mean? They're untouchable. It is what it is. Let's see. So you've touched on it a little bit, and I want to touch on it a little bit more, but you kind of described your creative process when producing a hip hop track. Like, where do you usually start? Do you start with the artist and the vocals, or do you start with, start with the beat? Like, or how do you do this?
Mostly every track I created started with the beat. Like I tell most artists, like, I'm giving you the canvas. I'm expecting you to paint. Now, once you paint that picture, I might come back, touch up the track a little bit, some beat drops, change up a few things, but I really understand that artists got a one-track mind. You put too much on the track and they lose focus. So you want to keep it simple. Simple is better always for me. And I tell artists, once you lay the track, yeah, I can always go back in and touch some stuff up, bring some stuff out, you know what I'm saying, make it better. But I like to lay a template and let them go from there.
Word, you on mute skills.
Yeah, my bad. So the beats are usually a little bit more stripped down, and then depending on the words and the the lyrics and stuff, you might add some stuff different, and like that impacts part of the creative process. Did you hear me too, Official? My apologies. Is he breaking up? Did he lose us? Did you lose us to Official? Can you hear us? And then we might have a buffer issue here with the two Official.
You want to put it on a little break or something? So while we get together, while we get the technical difficulties.
Yeah, let's put it on a little quick commercial break, real quick. Make sure we got two Official. So here we are, and we're back. We're back. And Two Official loaded back up. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go here. All right, we back in this.
I'm
back up in this thing. Appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, rock that bell so you're notified anytime we go live or have content releases. We'll be releasing this video. In some different parts over the next few months. The scale up on YouTube is about to begin, and I'm gonna put a warning label. On this video. Title says warning: shocking revelations from Two Official. Must watch hip hop show with no name. It's a new title because we keeping it real. We're keeping it raw right here. I'm an old Dirty Bastard fan. He's one of my favorites of all time. Probably my favorite. I'm probably the most passionate about ODB. Rest in peace, Russell Jones. Rest in peace, Russell Jones. But we have Two Official here tonight. And super producer from Chicago. We'll get into his experience in Buffalo. So Two Official, tell me about going to Buffalo. Like, what made you choose Buffalo? Like, did you know somebody there, or how did it all go down going to Buffalo?
Man, it all happened when I met Conway's little brother Sharpz. We connected in Chicago when they came through on the Chicago stop. Yeah, called me like, man, bro, you know, we got 3 shows to Buffalo. I want you to pull up. Like, you showed us so much love where you from. Let us return the favor. Come pull up to Buffalo and rock with us. And I was like, shit, okay. Looked up the flight. I'm like, oh, well, I'm there. And take the risk. No reward comes without great risk. So sometimes you got to be able to move and go. I just picked up. I'm like, when is it, Friday? I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? And made sure I was there.
I made it work. That's right.
So you just went out there on a wing in a relationship that you built with somebody and just took a chance on going somewhere that you knew nothing about, like you'd never been before or anything?
Say, like, if you grew, like, I tell people, hoods everywhere, it's ghettos everywhere, they all the same. If you ever been to one or you grew up in one, you know how to act. You know when you in one. You know when you need to go. You know when something ain't right. Point blank, period. With that being said, man, I'm from Chicago. I go with my instinct. Yeah, it's survival here every day in life. You know what I'm saying? I take my oh, get up and go. What you waiting on?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll wait the machine and work like waiting on. Anybody in there right now in my position would have been like, you know what? All right, I'm finna pack my bag. I'll be gone for 3 days. Hey, let's make it happen. Do what you can, build relationships to come back and continue to grow, water them seeds so they grow into trees.
That's great advice. I mean, so you didn't have any doubts. You didn't have any, like, or was just the relationship that strong? Like I'm gonna go to a completely different place because, you know, I've been in Arkansas all my life. You know what I'm saying? My sister, she branched out. She lived in Kansas for a while. She lives in Denver now. And sometimes I've wondered, like, what if I'd have moved somewhere else? And me and Deuce has talked about it. Like, when this show takes off, it's like, am I moving to LA? You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
or Chicago.
Or shout out. All right.
I was watching something the other day. Like, people are saying Memphis. Like, Memphis is a good place. I like Memphis.
Hey, I've been to Memphis. I love Memphis, man.
You know, I like Memphis, but they say, you know, for hip hop, Memphis is a you know,
booming,
almost like a capital. Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Hip hop. Atlanta was obviously the capital of hip hop. They said that was just this podcast, but.
What you forgetting is that country music lived in Tennessee, so the label's always been there.
The blues is America. That's apple pie.
Yeah, I love the blues. Blues is one of my favorite genres of all times. One of my deep passions is for the blues.
And Angel Hall has a good point. He says Angel Hall said it's a hard choice, but the women are beautiful. But both the women are beautiful. I agree with that.
I mean,
I like that
sometimes
sentiment.
some people is not built to step out and need insurance. But I'll tell you, to be in the music game, there is no insurance. There is no 401k. After it's gone, it's gone. So to be in this business, you got to be able to take risk because it's all a risk.
That is really true.
Been dropping jewels this whole night. Man, you sound like the wise sage, man, that the hip hop world needs, bro. That perspective. Just lay it down simply. It's not that hard. Keep it simple, stupid. And then just keep the basis, keep it real. Salute to you, Smokey Joe. I see you out there. And he says also salute to Offishall and Skelly. Let's not forget Smokey Joe.
Can't forget Smokey Joe. Appreciate you being here, bro. He's an up and coming artist. Got some great tracks out there. He's based in Atlanta, and he's got some great tracks out there that we share.
Great dude,
and
a great dude on top of that, man.
Yeah, great person, man.
Great perspective as well to Offishall. Great wise. I've been through stuff. I've seen it all. So I'm telling you, so I can show you what not to do. I can show you what to do, and I can show you what not to do. We need that perspective. We need the OGs.
Right.
Tell people
so
do is
say it again.
Yeah.
To Offishall, my bad. We had to mute our mics to get the mic through. I don't know why, but it just sometimes happens this way. Our mics cut out your mic. I don't know why, but it happens sometimes on the show. Thanks.
best way to show a person what you can do is by showing them. Sometimes you got to be the product to show a person what you can do.
Yeah, great point. So, have you ever felt like your dreams are just out of reach, or do you feel like that this is something that you're just going to keep growing and building, or like what's your dream scenario? What's your
Define this success. If your goal is to make 30 million, 30 billion, then you're gonna always feel like your dreams is out of reach. So it just depends on you, your mindset, what you define as being successful. What do you define as being enough for you and for what you need in life? Like we get so hung up on the perception of what somebody else think of us and the American society of what the America say is rich and oh we gotta act like this because that's on TV. No, dummy, that's how they want. That's why they keep putting it on TV. So your dumb ass act like this. We supposed to be acting the opposite way. But they're not gonna show us the right way because that's too much like right. They always been showing us the wrong way, but since the beginning of the time. My brother Deuce, how many times growing up they told you Africa was filled with and starving kids?
Oh, yes. We didn't know about the kings and queens to coming to America. Yes.
We didn't know that they got downtowns and every other thing else because why? They want to push the narrative. Oh, there. It's not safe. They don't even they have dirt floors. Why would because what? If we tell you what's right, you're not gonna want to do it. So we're gonna keep the wrong shit in front of your face and tell you that's right, because you'll do that.
Make money. They're trying to pull the heartstrings so that they can get the funds so they can make the money, bro. But then 20 years later, we started to hear we don't need y'all help. We fine. We straight. Like who asked you for help?
They used to show those videos of the starving kids and the trying to get people to raise funds with the telemarketing and all that kind of stuff to try raising funds for it. And who knows if they actually use the money like they said they were going to use the money. But
I know, man.
It's all about You gotta take your mic off mute.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we're muted because I think it's doing that where that mic thing that the phones do, where if one person's talking or if it hears a sound, it mutes the other mics. You know what I'm saying? Like the phones do that too, especially Apple phones, man. It gets annoying. I want to hear everything. It's the noise cancellation.
So, Deuce, you're just going to be in control of your mic, so that way when you talk, you can mute yourself, and when you don't, okay.
I'm muted there at the source, so you know what I'm saying.
All right. Oh, okay. Then okay, I got you. All right. So to speak on what you're talking about, yeah, the pictures they paint sometimes aren't always reality, if that makes sense, and a lot of it is perception and building relationships and knowing that things are not what they always perceive themselves to be, or what they portray them to be, if you know what I mean.
Correct.
They ain't always how they sing. I appreciate you, NFY. I appreciate you being here. No N5.
Yes, we just need a little bit more context behind that, because really, I'm not getting that vibe, and maybe there's some history, but I would need more context to get into that, because I'm not really getting that vibe, and maybe it's just a misunderstanding. We'll go with that. And shout out to Smokey Joe with the onward and upward. That's the philosophy that I think I've adopted from Smokey Joe, because I love that philosophy of always onward, upward. It's mathematically correct and it's graphically correct. That means you're always moving forward.
You're always progressing.
Shout out to Smokey Joe.
Yeah. And I don't know really what's going on there. I don't know. Did we miss something? I don't really read the chat that much.
I don't know. It's not the right time or place right now, to be honest.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
I don't know what to do with that right now.
And we get a lot of, and I told Deuce this is going to happen in the very beginning. We've been talking about doing this show for 5 years, and we're approaching 2 years now on this show. And as a white guy, I felt like I didn't want to be like a culture vulture. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen,
we get it all the time, bro.
Listen, I had the same conversation with Sam Buck. And I'm going to tell you just like I told him, if it's in you, it's in you. No matter, fuck an opinion, do what you love. Because what you love is what makes you happy. So do it. Fuck anybody's opinion. Because they don't have something to say regardless. If you strike big tomorrow and you get $1 million deal, they're going to have something to say. If you flop tomorrow, they still going to have something to say. So 2 tears in a bucket.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I ain't finna lose no sleep. I'm not finna feel no type of way. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm supposed to do and keep working. Like at the end of the day, the work speaks for itself. Consistency
I hope
speaks
so.
for itself.
That's what I try putting out the energy that I want to receive in life. And Sam, I felt that energy from him, and I was so glad that he's doing what he's doing, because I'm a fan of his show now. I'm a fan of his show. I could sense the genuine energy in him, and Deuce said the same thing. Honestly,
I get
Deuce
that.
Said the same thing.
I get that same genuine energy from you, bro. That's why I say, like, when you're doing something great, it's always gonna bring somebody forward that want to try to throw salt on your name or downplay you to make themselves feel better. Because at the end of the day, it's an insecurity within themselves. Like, if you great, be great. You shouldn't have nothing to worry about. Go along your merry way and be great. Why take your time out your day to talk down about somebody else? You taking time out your day to do this. So really, you ain't got nothing to do.
That's exactly right. And I just remove the comments on the Instagrams and the Facebooks. I just remove them because I don't want to entertain it, and it frustrates me sometimes because I know I'm more than just what they're thinking I am. So you want to you want to explain yourself, you know what I mean? But then I realize, you know what? Like, there's sometimes some kids I just can't reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to be reached. And so, like, it's kind of like,
I feel like if you doing what you're supposed to do I ain't gotta explain what's going on. Like my work shows for itself. Like you doing what you supposed to do. You walking in your purpose. Don't get. I feel like some people get so caught up in having to defend themselves and explain themselves to try to get people to understand. If they don't understand, they ain't gonna never fucking get it. Fuck them. It's gonna be a million other people that's gonna get it. It's gonna be somebody else that's gonna get it. Just like y'all do y'all show miles away. He understands you, you understand him, so it works.
And we have to give you, but we know each other, so we're like brothers, and you're always going to stand your brother when they make a mistake. You may be mad at them in the moment, but then once you get the context, you talk about it. You're like, okay, I like you more than I dislike you. All right, let's work through that. Let's work through that together, because that's what you do as a team, right?
That just comes with accountability. If you can be accountable for your actions as a man or as anybody, you can always come back to the table as a man and settle differences and be like, okay, well, this happened this way. I can listen to your side. We can disagree to agree and move on. And if we can't, oh well, 2 tears in the bucket. I tried to come to the table like a man. Obviously, that ain't in you. So let's keep moving. Either way it goes, it's not gonna stop nothing.
No, and the key is like you said it though, is accepting responsibility for your own actions. Like I will say I'm sorry. I'll say I'm wrong. I'm still looking to progress. I'm still looking to be better.
I'm not perfect at all by any means at all.
So none of us is perfect.
Never.
Help.
Sometimes you gotta apologize for stuff that you ain't even do just to be the bigger person.
Just to get it, just to move forward. Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's so fact. That is so freaking fact. Like
sometimes you just gotta be like, sometimes you just gotta shoot yourself in the foot. Like, you know what, bow. All right, let's get it over with. I apologize. I ain't even do nothing, but it'll make the situation better. So let's move on.
That's right.
Like marriage.
They need to hear it.
What?
They need to hear it sometimes. Right. They need to hear it sometimes. They just need to hear it. And for them to move on. Right. And I'll accept that, that shot for the team. I'll take it for the team. You know what I mean? And, but I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I just go back to what is culture, like what's the definition of culture? And to think
there is no definition. There is no definition. You know why? Because everything that's been put in an American dictionary don't really have its real meaning.
I get that. I can see that.
So like I tell you, just like we can have a whole debate on tradition over history. History shows there is no Christmas. History shows there is no Easter. History shows, but everything that we glorify is a tradition.
Yeah, right. Absolutely, man.
And then it gets into the rituals.
So at the end of the day, it's a play on words.
Correct. Wow.
It's a play on definitions. It's a play on meanings. And as a school teacher, you really know that.
I do. You're absolutely right.
And but it all starts with it's in everything. So it's so in everything that you don't really see. It's subconscious. You don't see it because it's there. It's been there so long. You're like, damn, I didn't even know. But you was taught that way.
Inherited. Absolutely, man.
You was taught that.
These inherited norms. Yeah, these inherited norms and expectations
and some inheritance are not good. You're right. And the times change, and you have to adapt. So sometimes, maybe like our tonsils, bro. Like we at one point they say we needed it. Now they're saying that we don't even really need our tonsils. We do it live.
We live in this thing. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. We just hanging out with Two Official tonight, man. Dope situation. Dope producer. Do you drop bars ever?
Ooh,
not no more. I really don't have a passion to really want to go in the booth. I like kind of controlling the narrative instead of being a part of the solution, the problem.
I got you.
Like, I don't want to be told what to do. I kind of like telling people what to do.
I got you. Yeah, I want Smokey Joe and Two Official to be able to link up one day. and make some music together. Smokey Joe has a vision for a song that I think, me personally, after listening to your catalog, I personally believe that you could put this track together for Smokey Joe.
Yeah, I was listening to a couple of Smokey Joe songs last week.
And he's got that southern vibe to him. But he's got a.
So now you really
He's got an idea for a song. I don't know if he wants me to show it or share it, but he put it in the chat. There you go. Hip hop versus rap. So he's got a
Joe
song.
ain't afraid of nothing, bro. He like, what? Yeah, address it. I ain't afraid of nothing.
He kind of wants to go with this hip hop versus rap song idea, and I think it's a dope concept. And I just kind of interested, kind of what your take would be on the hip hop versus rap question. Like, what do you think the difference between hip hop is versus what rap is?
I mean, in this day and age, it really ain't a line to draw. I mean, they just classify as hip hop the difference between boom bap and everything else.
The progression of the culture.
I mean, there's really no. It's kind of hard to define either one fixed for so long. What y'all would classify as hip hop is called old school hip hop. So it's like, it's kind of hard because they done broke everything down to a sub genre and a genre.
It branched off like a tree, and I think that's how everything should be. Actually, you shouldn't stunt growth.
Yeah, it's kind of melded everything together. So like within every genre, there's hip hop now. There's rappers within every country, rock. It's all like melted together.
If they were asking me while because I think we're still having troubles with the mics, but if they're asking me hip hop versus rap, I think and I like that you had that perspective, because we would say, okay, rap, today's rap is not hip hop because it's not traditional, but I never really. I did maybe subscribe to that for a little bit, but then after a while, it's like that's not fair because what if the old school from the '80s? What if Big Daddy Kane and BDP did that to us? Then we'd have a problem with it. So kind of have that same perspective for the generations that come up after us.
Like we can't really define it, but
and I agree with that definition right there, NFY. Yeah, that has been defined by the old school heads, and I agree with that. It's the elements, the original elements.
Right. So yeah,
I would say
100%.
I would say hip hop is the culture, and rap is a branch, a subsidiary of the hip hop culture. If you said that to me and said define this, I'd say hip hop is the culture. It's the feeling. It's the basis. It's the ground. It's the foundation. And rap, b-boying, etc. All the elements are what was built on that foundation.
Yeah, so like that's kind of how I feel about it too. Is the whole reason we even titled the show "Hip Hop Show" was just because of the argument of hip hop being dead, and then like
kill it off, mom.
So like the whole idea of hip hop being dead is like impossible because it lives in people, like it lives through people.
Hip hop and rap music, because rap don't live in people. Rap is for the moment. It's like a temporary genre. It's like for the moment, for the now.
Yeah, like rap goes back. Like you can find songs in soul where they were rapping. You know what I mean? Like Nina Simone and people like that. She was rapping. Like she was rapping. You know what I mean? Like in soul music and even before that. You know what I mean? Like there was rap, but people could still rap. You know, so it's I don't know. Just a thought.
I like RAP rhythm and poetry. That's really what it is. It's the poets. It's the today's poets. They no longer say roses are red, violets are blue. We say roses are red and violets are blue. We put it to a rhythm. It's the same. It's the poets rapping over the rhythm of the beat, but they still get the same messages across, and that's the important part. Keep spitting the messages. Keep uplifting the culture.
It said NFY said they say hip hop is a question, and it is your responsibility to give a response. Get that? I can see that.
That sounds like KRS-One. That sounds like a teacher we
Right.
saw a few months ago where KRS-One was teaching the college course. I think, dang, NFI, please let me know if you got that, if that's what you're referencing.
It's almost like a way of life, almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
To be hip hop, kind of like to live it.
Yep.
And that's kind of that's why they, in the beginning, they talked about the pillars of hip hop, the breakdancing, the graffiti, MCing,
DJs,
and DJing, because those are lifestyle choices. Like that's how they live. Like we've had DJ Ray on here, those are he chose to live his life to be a DJ. Like that's a life.
And that's
Official.
Too Official is the modern day DJ, the producer.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. So, Too Official, what are some of your biggest musical influences?
Don Cannon, of course, Kanye West, Big Ghost. Um, um, I mean, the list goes on, bro. Like, I'm inspired by, like, I love Don Cannon because Don Cannon can set the track and then come on there and set the tone with his voice and what he's talking about. Like, I feel like there's no other super producer in the hip hop element that demands that. Like Khaled is something else. He's a global star, but we don't have none of that in hip hop.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like,
hey, interesting perspective on that.
I'm trying to think. Like, I guess you're right. Like, we really don't.
What global? It's not. It wouldn't be what we call traditional hip hop if we talk about who's global, right? Like the EDM producers and stuff like
that. Producer record, come through and set the tone vocal wise for what you're talking about, and give you a great body of work. Like Don Cannon is one of the greats at that. Like Big Ghost is good, but Big Ghost don't talk on his tracks. So it's just like, yeah, you getting the art form, but out like that's why with my projects I want to bring back all the elements, the DJing, the MCing. Like, yeah, I might not actually rap on this track, but I might talk some shit on this intro. I might give you some motivation on this intro because at the end of the day, we motivating the next class of motivators. We motivating the motivators. We not motivating our peers. We motivating the motivators.
because they who are motivated us. Yes, I love that sentiment. I love that sentiment, man.
Do you by chance have something playing in the background?
No, it's the only thing I have is my fan, but I'm muting up like every single time, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm getting feedback. Yeah, it's coming on your end though. It's only there when you're muted.
It is?
It's going to go on when you're muted. Yeah, I don't know what it is or where it is, but it comes when it's. I hear the feedback when you're not muted. So, let's see. So, what kind of equipment or software do you prefer to use in your music productions?
grew up in the era of Fruity Loops, so I use Fruity Loops and Pro Tools. Like I keep it simple. I know how to use an MPC. I know how to use a keyboard, but I grew up in the era of Fruity Loops. Like my first ever DAW was Fruity Loops 3. So that's what I learned off of. That's what I learned to master. And then as I got older and grew with my skills, I learned how to MPC. I learned the keyboard to actually play. But it all started with FL Studio.
So I definitely tampered with, and Deuce did as well, tampered with some Fruity Loops back in the day. And I always thought it was really interesting how well you could use. It's basically a keyboard in the program, you know. And so I just got it, but I'm not a musician or anything like that. So let's don't confuse that for sure. But it's definitely the top choice for the most part, I believe.
It was accessible.
Yeah, it was free. You could download it for free.
It depends on what era you started producing. I'm only 33 years old. So when I started producing, FL Studio was the go-to thing. Like I'm 8, 9 years old. Who's gonna go ask their mom for, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you lucky you had a computer. I can go download this for free and ain't gotta bother nobody. And before that, it was MTV Music Generator. I was making beats on my PlayStation. So like I tell people, it ain't what you make beats. You got making beats on the weirdest shit, but they expressing themselves and making hits. It don't matter what you create. I hate people be like, oh, you don't use an MPC or you use FL Studio, bro. I create masterpieces on whatever I use. Our goal is still the same: complete the track. Correct? No matter how we got to there, I go to the finish line. Okay, we all here. Don't use some of the best producers in the game right now. It's FL Studio. In the world.
Absolutely. Yes,
Is
there are.
what you
Ninth
use.
Wonder
No,
is
it's how
one
you
that
use.
comes to mind. Absolutely. MF Doom, absolutely. They made masterpieces off of FL Studio. Damn, man. Oh my God. The sound, Skelly. I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, the audio's
Let's
messing up.
let's shut it down for now. Let's so we can fix this out. We got some good chats that came in to Official. And so I think we swung the pendulum on some of the bad vibes we got on hip hop, and then everybody got on the same page. See, that's the beauty of this culture. That's the beauty of hip hop culture. I wanted to point this out with Smokey Joe says to Official. I think this is at you because you're the only real producer. He says that's what I need is a dope ass instrumental. So I think he's putting that out in the ether for you, bro. He's putting it out there for you. And then NFY came back and said, that's why early rap was based on soul, right? 90s rap was the most revolutionary genre of hip hop ever created, in my opinion. I agree. That is why it was systematically destroyed. Damn, that's back to what Two Official was saying earlier, to be honest. And he says they were speaking through the samples, and yes, sir, that make the song cry. Jay-Z even pointed that out to us in the late 90s. He said, and Smokey Joe had to come back and say, but it's far from dead. And I agree. We are not killing our genre. This is our music. We're not gonna kill our childhood. We're just not gonna do that without a fight. So hip hop is forever, and that's the sentiment. That's the sentiment going forward. We're not going backward. It's forever, bro. You ain't getting rid of us. We'll go back and live underground like we did back in the days. We'll live underground. What Edify said, never said it was dead, but the last time hip hop was relevant on national political level was during the. But we don't need it to be like that. We always lived underground, right? Remember, guys, we lived underground. We came from the underground. Nah, there ain't no bad vibes still here. Edify, you got it, man. Woosah.
He's in the bad
Positive chamomile tea, bro. Get those.
Anyways, so it's not dead. We're here to keep it alive. We're gonna put it on ICU if you want to, but like it lives within me. I enjoy it too much. It's blessed me with so many lessons and opportunities, and I mean with knowledge and wisdom, where I can learn from other people's situations and mistakes and triumphs. You know, I love the conscious triumphs. You know what I mean? And but we're gonna go ahead and shut this one down for today. I apologize for the technical difficulties. But I appreciate Two Official being here and look forward to keep building on this relationship, man. And look forward to hearing more music from you and seeing how far this thing will go for you. Because I think with the way you talk and that's why I kind of hit these questions the way I did is I think you have a genuinely real positive spin on some tough questions, and you did. And I think it's stuff that people need to hear, and wanted to be able to bring it to people to share, and hopefully, everybody gets the opportunity to watch this again or watch the clips and videos that'll come in the future on the Scale Up. And I appreciate y'all being here. Peace.